It's already begun. All summer long, we've avoided any new injuries surrounding the Dallas Mavericks after a horrible season last year where we couldn't get away from injuries. Instead, we got a summer filled with nothing but updates surrounding players coming back from injuries, players getting surgery for lingering issues, and of course the Kyrie Irving updates that shows that he could honestly be back tomorrow. The Dallas Mavericks just had to make it through training camp. We got preseason next Monday, and the regular season starts a few weeks after that. Instead, just last night, we got an update that not one, not two, but three Dallas Mavericks are now injured, with one other player that hasn't even practiced yet. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what's going on with the Dallas Mavericks, who's all injured, when will they return, and how seriously worried should the fans be. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're still stuck at 21,703 subscribers, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the support, all the love that I'm feeling on this channel. We will be going live for every single Mavericks game, starting with preseason next week, so if you want to be there, make sure you subscribe. But the Dallas Mavericks have had a pretty quiet offseason, nothing too crazy. Of course, Derrick Lively had to get surgery on his foot. We know that Anthony Davis had to get surgery on his eye, where he couldn't practice or play any basketball for several weeks. But going into training camp for this week, we got news from Jason Kidd that literally everybody was cleared to play and participate in training camp except for Kyrie Irving, and that was wonderful news. All these other teams are dealing with injuries. We're not worried about that. We're focused on next season, and all we got to do is stay healthy. And if you're a fan of the Dallas Mavericks, you know that that is actually impossible. And the first injury update we got last night was this right here. The report saying that Daniel Gafford sprained his ankle during the first day of Mavs training camp and will be out for 2 to 3 weeks per Jason Kidd. Now, later in this video, we do have a quote from Daniel Gafford himself explaining how he feels, but I think that the 2 to 3 weeks out is just a precaution. I think our ankles have been one of the weaker parts of the Dallas Mavericks, especially all last season. It feels like everybody was dealing with sprained ankles. PJ comes to mind off the top of my head when I think about who dealt with him the most. But for Daniel Gafford, he's a tough guy. But we don't want to risk further injuries. We don't want to mess up anything going up into next season. So the 2 to 3 weeks means he won't be participating probably for the rest of training camp. He'll miss preseason, but he'll be back right before the start of the regular season. Which means that more than likely Derrick Lively will be our starting center. And that's not a bad thing by any means. A lot of people want Daniel Gafford. A lot of people want Derrick Lively as our starting center. But if Daniel Gafford is out for 2 to 3 weeks, he's not participating. And Jason Kidd himself said that this training camp is pretty much a competition for lineups and rotations. Unfortunately, it looks like Daniel Gafford won't get that starting spot. But fortunately enough, we have someone in Derrick Lively who's just as good. But it wasn't just Daniel Gafford who got injured, as there was another injury just last night. We got these back-to-back. But the other report saying that Brandon Williams strained his hamstring and will be out for a week. Hamstring, another injury that seems to just plague the Dallas Mavericks a lot. Now, obviously, it's training camp. A lot of these guys are probably a little rusty, a little cold after not really taking the summer that serious. And then, boom, you're in training camp, high intensity, high competition. Injuries are bound to happen, and it's very unfortunate for Brandon Williams. He's currently going through a very personal matter. So this happening as well, you got to feel for the kid. Hopefully, after a week, he's back and ready to go. Again, it's a competition for lineups. A lot of people want to see Brandon Williams as our starting point guard. But from what I'm hearing, D'Angelo Russell is really impressing Jason Kidd. Dennis Smith Jr. is playing very well during training camp as well. Hopefully, Brandon Williams will be okay. Hopefully, he's obviously still a part of the rotation, a part of the team, and still a part of that core for this upcoming season, especially at the point guard position. We need as much help as we can get. But it doesn't stop there, as there was another injury that another player is more familiar with. But we got the third report that Mavericks forward PJ Washington bumped his head in practice on Wednesday, but will be good to go on Friday, according to Jason Kidd. That's something that Dwight Powell is very familiar with, always bumping his head. But when I saw this, I just had to quote tweet it saying, that's it, training camp canceled. Just send them home. Send them on the first flight out of Vancouver back to Dallas. This is just ridiculous. And yes, I get it. None of these injuries are that serious. Obviously, the one person that's out the most is Daniel Gafford with 2 to 3 weeks with the ankle injury. But he's okay. Like I said, we're going to get later in this video to what Daniel Gafford himself had to say about it. But now that we know that Brandon Williams has a hamstring strain, we know that PJ Washington bumped his head, things are looking kind of shaky. Now, we're not the only team dealing with injuries. We're just the one team where if we do deal with injuries, We don't win that many games, but if we can stay healthy, then yes, this team is very good. Right now, nothing to worry about. We still have 3.5, 4 weeks until about 2.5 to 3 weeks until the start of our regular season. So there's still enough time for these guys to get healthy and come back. Just don't go too hard in training camp and these practices and these runs on these drills. We got to stay healthy, but that's the benefit of having a very deep team. When injuries happen, we have people to back them up. So right now, the Dallas Mavericks are dealing with some mighty big blows to their lineup. Daniel Gafford's out, who will most likely not get that starting center position. PJ Washington will be back Friday for practice. And of course, Brandon Williams, who unfortunately is dealing with a hamstring strain as well as a personal matter. Good thing we have D'Angelo Russell. I mean, Jaden Hardy is out there as well. But that isn't just it. We have injury updates, but we also have a lot more going on with the Dallas Mavericks that really doesn't seem to make sense. If we take a look right here, Grant Afseth tweeted out saying, a few Dallas Mavericks injury updates. Daniel Gafford with a sprained ankle is out 2 to 3 weeks. Brandon Williams with a hamstring strain is out for 1 week. Dante Exum has not practiced, and PJ Washington bumped his head but is expected to practice on Friday. Dante Exum has been there this entire week. Jason Kidd said it himself that everybody except for Kyrie Irving is cleared for training camp. And yet Dante Exum has not practiced yet. At this point, just give Dennis Smith Jr. his spot. Dante, I appreciate all that you've done over the last 2 seasons. Sorry it didn't work out for the 3rd season. We need players that can actually be out here. Now, no real shot to Dante. When he's available, he's able to play. Yes, he's great. But if he's not practicing, and we don't know why he's not practicing, then maybe that means that there's another spot for someone else. There are a few players that are fighting for roster spots. Some of these contracts are not guaranteed. Dante Exum not practicing, I think that's very, very weird. Again, the rest of the guys injured, just come back healthy. But like I said in the intro, we do have an update from Daniel Gafford himself on the matter and his injury. And he had this to say. We wanted to make sure he was okay, saying, Gaff, no, this got to be fake, right? He said, sadly, it's true, but I'll be back soon. He also followed it up by saying, I'm good, man. I'm already walking normal. Man of steel, dog. You heard it himself. From the landlord, he is a man of steel. He's ready to go. 2 to 3 weeks. He's already walking normal. Nothing to worry about. But if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, any injury makes you worry. We're already worried about Anthony Davis and his weight. We're already worried about all these players getting injured. There's a lot going on right now. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, make sure you subscribe. And let me know in the comment section down below. Are you worried about all these injuries? Is it something that we should be worried about? Or we'll be fine. We got the regular season in about 3 weeks. These guys will be back by then. Nothing to worry about. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making start to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.